It's true. She left me for another man. And this video is going to be about how that affected me and what I learned from it. Let's get started.
Psych, nigga.
So, technically she did leave me for another man.
No, I didn't.
I'll explain it. So, pretty much one of my worst fears came to reality. I had this wanting to be treated like a celebrity from women. It was pretty much my whole thing. Like the past few years, my whole business was built off of being a player, being good with women, teaching guys how to attract women. And I noticed as of recently, with this relationship, it's been revealing a lot to me. One of the reasons why I was so obsessed with just being with so many women is because of a deep insecurity of not feeling enough for a woman. So obviously I just went and found it through endless amounts of women. And I wanted to be treated like a celebrity. I had all these limiting negative beliefs about myself that if a woman doesn't treat me like a celebrity, if she doesn't do this certain thing for me, then I'm not enough. So of course I attracted the perfect partner because she obviously loves music and she likes to sing. So obviously she's going to have favorite artists that she likes. And obviously some of them are going to be male. And this was an insecurity of mine for sure, is the idea of a girl following a male celebrity online or going to one of his concerts, especially if I was in a relationship with that girl. I found that as disrespectful. I found that as I'm not worthy, if that were the case. So that's essentially what happened. We went to a concert of an artist that she likes together. And for me, it was a pretty intense experience. It was like my traumas being revealed to me in my face. All the limiting beliefs that I have about myself were kind of just there for me to watch. With all of these girls wanting this guy, along with my girlfriend, not necessarily that she wanted him, but the idea that she was just there for him. She bought the tickets for him. What the particular thing that bugged me the most was we were seated at certain seats that were kind of far away from the stage, but they allowed you to go up to the stage to where you can take videos and get close to the artist. So, do you want to say what happened?
Yeah, so I basically went up closer. I wasn't very close to him, but I still said, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a video. This is my favorite song. So I left you physically a few feet away from you.
A few feet? I don't know. It felt more than a few feet.
Maybe 5 to 10 feet at most.
It was more like 20, 30 feet.
No, there's no way. There's no way. So I essentially said, I'll be right back, and went to go take a video of the artist singing my favorite songs.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, in reality, like I said in my last video, everything is meaningless. Every circumstance, situation that you might think is inherently negative is actually just meaningless. And you're the one that gets to choose what meaning you give something. So when she had did that, she had left me to go take a video of the artist. It felt like, it reminded me of past traumas where a girl has left me for another man. So in high school, I remember 2 girlfriends that I had that left me for another man, and I saw her with him the next day. Or even while I was with her, I remember a guy flirting with my girlfriend right in front of me, and I believe that got stuck in my head, and it was like a traumatic event for me. So what happened with the concert of her leaving me to go take a video of the artist, it reminded me of those specific situations that have happened to me in the past, and I felt as though she was quite literally leaving me to go with another man. Even though in reality she was just taking a video because, like she said, that's her favorite song and she just wanted to get a video of it. And that whole night I was in a pretty negative state because I was just like ruminating on it, and I was really trying to interpret the situation as positive so I could get a positive effect out of it, but I wasn't able to. I was just really stuck in it, and I just wasn't allowing myself to see the positive. So I was choosing to interpret it negatively, even though it felt like it was inherently negative. I felt like I was inherently unworthy because of what happened. And everything always comes down to your beliefs, and they're usually subconscious. You usually have to dig for them or just ask yourself and be honest, and you will find what your limiting beliefs are. So I have been studying a lot on this new book that I've been reading called Your Power on a Plate by Elan. Elan is an extraterrestrial being. Yes, I do gain knowledge through aliens because a lot of what they say just resonates with me. And the book itself really resonates with my brand, Your Power on a Plate. And my brand is Step into Power. So it's the same exact concept. It's like your power is right here. So you can choose to be in it or you can choose to not be in it. It's really up to you. So I had went through this process, and this is going to sound even weirder. I talked to the alien, Elan, just in my head. So I had this conversation with him. I'm not going to say exactly everything we said, but essentially he walked me through the process of saying like, look, the reason why you're interpreting this as negative and the reason why you can't see it as positive is because you have a limiting belief about yourself, which is causing you to interpret it this way. That's why you can't see it positively. So he had me like ask myself, okay, so what do you need to believe to be true about yourself? Like, what do you believe is true about yourself? Then I found the belief. The belief was something like, I'm unworthy if a woman isn't giving me validation 24/7, or I'm unworthy if a girl isn't giving me attention constantly. Because in those instances where she went up to take a video of the artist, she had left me and she was giving all of her attention to the artist. So that really triggered this limiting belief and the traumas that I've had. So I felt very, very unworthy in that situation. I felt like I was inherently unworthy. So I also have just like limiting beliefs around girls following celebrities online. I always just assumed that a girl would want to be with that guy sexually if she was following him online. So that's something I've talked to Liana about, because it was just, I just had these limiting beliefs that like, oh, if this is the case, then she wants to sleep with him. Or if she follows him, she wants to sleep with him. Or if she likes his music, she wants to sleep with him. So, and that's obviously not the case. You can interpret it that way, but there's also another way to interpret something. So once I found the limiting belief, the alien asked me, what do you want to replace that belief with? And I said, I'm worthy at all times, no matter what happens. And he was like, congratulations. You've just shifted your reality instantaneously. Now all you have to do is just trust in that decision, and you will see more and more evidence and more proof of that. And as soon as that happened, like automatically shifted into a positive state. Because what I previously interpreted as inherently negative and that I'm unworthy, I now saw that same situation as to, oh, that's just more proof that no matter what happens, I'm still worthy. Because if I was unworthy, I simply would not even exist. I wouldn't even be here. So like there's this saying that they say is, existence doesn't make mistakes. So if you're here, you are here because you are worthy. You are inherently worthy. If you weren't worthy, you simply would not exist, because creation doesn't make mistakes. You are all that is. So without you, without me, without every single person, all that is wouldn't be all that is. Now that might be a concept that's maybe hard for you to understand. I can talk about it in future videos if you're interested in that. But yeah, I went through this really, really cool shift. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because this is an example of me stepping into power. A situation that I felt like I was inherently unworthy, I now see as more proof as to why I'm worthy. And this is just one of the many ways that I'm going to be implementing these teachings myself, and also with my students. And for any of you guys who are interested in stepping into your power in any situation, I'm just giving you in the situation of in a relationship, because that's what I'm personally going through. And I always give lessons and teachings of the things that I'm personally doing or going through. So even though I'm telling you this in a relationship context, you can use this same exact thing for any situation. If you feel unworthy around finances, if you feel unworthy about women, about friendships, about not having enough fame or followers, or living at your mom's house, like any situation where you feel unworthy, you can just as easily shift it instantaneously, and now you can actually be in a positive state. So now when you're in a positive state, guess what? Not only do you feel good internally, but your external will start to get reflected back to you as well, that you are worthy. Even though it was an extremely intense and it felt like suffering for me to be in that situation, it was perfect. Because I remember like specifically not wanting to be a guy who's with a girl, has a girlfriend, and then she goes to a concert of a celebrity that she likes, because I felt like in that situation I'm inherently unworthy, and that if she ever had the chance, she would obviously be with that celebrity.
So you were invalidating that.
I was invalidating the idea of me ever being in the position that I was in, what, 2 nights ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. This can be a bit graphic, but it kind of reminded me of being like in a cuck situation, where like I was watching my girlfriend leave me to have sex with another guy. Even though it wasn't like that at all, just my interpretation, from my past traumas of a girl leaving me for another guy, it almost felt like that's what was happening whenever she left me to go take a video.
It felt like that kind of betrayal.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got like really angry and made it a whole thing, but then obviously I had that conversation with Alon, and it just shifted everything, because I chose her as my girlfriend for a reason. She's very, very feminine, supportive, loving, nurturing, caring, and yeah, just all the things she's done for me. She's very honest with me. So it was just really cool that I was able to shift that, rather than be in a negative state and leave her or go talk to another girl, because that used to be my coping mechanism. Because I remember the first time she had went to another concert when we first started talking, but we weren't actually boyfriend and girlfriend yet. We were just talking. And she went to a concert of another male artist that she likes to listen to, and I had went out. And that was my coping mechanism, was to go and talk to other women so that I could get validation, because I knew that my girlfriend was at a celebrity's concert.
But it was the idea that you thought that I was like gawking over them and just so like, I want to be with this person, when what really wasn't like that. It was just your perception of the situation.
Yeah. It was because I always wanted to, after I got hurt, I always wanted to be the guy that does the hurting. It sounds fucked up, but it's like, it was my way of feeling good about myself. In order to really invalidate that ever happening to me, of a girl cheating on me or leaving me, I had to be the guy that inflicted the suffering onto other guys. So I had to sleep with girls who had boyfriends. It's not like I made that my mission, but I definitely did get an ego boost off of doing that. And it's just funny how it was just because of my own insecurity and my own limiting beliefs about myself that made me get an ego boost off of doing something like that. And now, obviously, I realize that if I were to do that, it's just like doing it to myself. Because, as I said earlier, you are all that is. So if you judge someone, if you call someone a name, if you sleep with a girl who has a boyfriend, funny enough, you're actually doing that yourself, and you're actually just creating more suffering for yourself. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next one.
I love